So here's a prototype of a walker that we made. This one is good for up to about a child who's about 50 inches tall. And this is right at about 2 feet tall right now. I'll go through all the pieces that we've used. This is made of 3/4 inch pipe, which is also 20 millimeter. Let me spin this around and make sure so you know the exact type of piping that we have used on this. And this is PVC, it's called Schedule 40 PVC pipe. These are available at a hardware store with all different thicknesses and sizes you can get. And then we purchased all of these extra little elbows and connectors to put everything together. So I'll show you what those look like. But this is a pretty good representation of what we would build. For a smaller child, you just need to make it smaller. I don't think this will be strong enough for anyone larger than this. This is about as big as we could go. So, and checking the height of the walker, I believe you want the top bar to be about right at waist height or hip height for the patients for them to hold on to. So this again would be is about 24 inches tall for a child that's about 53 to 55 inches tall. So with this walker, we have a total of 5 18-inch pieces here, here, and here, and then 2 on the sides. So those are 18 inches long. Down on the bottom here, these are all 12 inches. So 4 of those that are 12 inches long below that bar. These are 10 inches up here. There's 4 of those that are 10 inches long. And those, of course, the height and the width can be changed just depending on the size of the child we're working with. And then up on the top here, we have, I believe this is a 2 8-inch pieces along with this connector equals the 18 inches that would match up with that one. And then you can see all the connectors on the corner there. We'll show you what all those different pieces are, but you do need all of these special connectors. They do need to be glued together to hold everything together. So this just shows you the different pieces here and the lengths that we have for each of those. So 12 inches down below here, 10 inches for all of these sides here. The 18-inch pieces that I just went over with you. So we have 5 18-inch pieces, 4 10-inch pieces, 4 12-inch pieces, and 4 8-inch pieces. And of course, if you do want to make it shorter, any of these can be just cut shorter to match the size of the child. And also the width can be brought in and be a little bit narrower. With the 18-inch pieces that go across the top there, those can be more, maybe like 16 inches, and then that would make it a little narrower. This is the glue that you'll need to assemble this. This should be available. It's just used for this standard PVC type piping. And then this is a cutter that we bought for cutting it. You can use a hacksaw or a sawzall type cutter, but this is a special PVC piping cutter that works pretty well. Just ratchets down. I bought this one on Amazon. They may have these at a hardware store, but like as I mentioned, you can just use a hacksaw. Works well as well, just to do it by hand. So just to review the actual couplers and angle pieces that need to go with each walker, the way we have it designed, you're gonna have a total of 4 of these T pieces. You're gonna have 4 end caps that go on the bottom of each foot. You could also put tennis balls on those, or there are possibly some other type of skis or wheels that could be possibly figured out for that. But then 2 of these 90-degree pieces here. You need 2 of these 4-way connectors for the mid bar that goes around the front and the sides, and then 2 of these elbows, which have three-way connectors on them. So that's everything that you need to, along with the pieces of piping, to make a walker as we have outlined it. So this is a rough sketch with all the part numbers of the walker that we have designed up here, and then I've got parts lists down here depending on the size of the patient. You're going to go from a size large, which is the sample that we have that I've been showing you, down to an infant size, which will be about quite a bit shorter, quite a bit smaller. And then down here, we also have a list of all of the different couplers and all the different places. So hopefully you can see that We'll try to get a better copy printed up, but this is what I have for tonight. Okay, one last thing I would suggest. This is 1/2-inch PVC, and for any of the larger size walkers that you're going to be building, this actually fits right in the end here. And this can be cut with a pipe cutter to the length, so you could match that up with the length of these 4 legs in particular to strengthen them, just to make sure they don't break. So that will fit all the way in there if you push it in tight and go all the way to the end, which will then reinforce this whole entire piece, and then you can put the cap over top of it, so you cut it to length. That would help make that much, much stronger, and I think especially with the larger kids, would help that to hold up much better. So that would be a thought to add, and this is just 1/2-inch electrical conduit. This can also be purchased at a hardware store or electrical or home supplier. It's fairly inexpensive as well, but it does happen to fit right inside of this 3/4 inch pipe quite well. If you're interested in learning more about pediatric orthotic care and how to help children who are struggling with mobility, please check out our website, pediatricrehablab.com. I put together a course there, both for parents and for medical providers, to help them be able to help kids who are struggling. If your child or your patient is already working with pediatric orthotics, then you know that they can either be an enormous help or a daily painful struggle. And so I want to make sure that every parent and every medical provider has all of the information available in order to help their children the best way possible.